Hello everybody, welcome back to Gran Turismo Sport once again. We're back for another FIA race, this time for the Manufacturer Series and our debut race for Subaru. Now I probably should delve into this while I've got the chance before we start racing. I'd signed with Toyota for the first few races. Really wasn't liking either of those cars, and in general just wasn't really liking Toyota. So yeah, when the opportunity came around to shift manufacturers, I jumped at the chance, and we have made the switch over to Subaru. We are the only one, as far as I'm aware, that really races in what you call the top split that drives this car. So we're on our lonesome here in a way. On some level, that's another reason why I made the change as well. Like there was a number of factors which determined why I made this switch. Number one, probably more important than anything, was keeping an eagle eye on some of the other top 16 superstar racers, particularly Mikkel Hazal, just seeing what that guy could do. And man, I tell you what, he's just able to make driving this thing look so easy. And obviously, if you've watched some of the top 16 Superstars races on the Gran Turismo YouTube channel, if you haven't, I definitely recommend going and watching them. I've watched all of them so far, and they are pretty damn good to watch. But yeah, I've seen what type of pace this Subi can have in the right hands, so I know it's definitely a front-running car. But yeah, we've just got to try and unlock the pace out of it, so to speak. But anyway, now I've got that explanation out of the way. That definitely was a bit longer than what I had hoped. But we're here for our qualifying lap at the moment. We've got ourselves behind Cody Nikola Latovsky. Probably botched up that last bit, so sorry about that, buddy. But anyway, and who we got there in the rearview mirror? I think that's Cy Bishop in the Toyota behind us. So we got a Merc in front of us, Toyota behind us, and Subaru stuck in the middle. Not gonna lie, I wasn't really sure how this Subi would perform. Still learning the ropes with this car as well, obviously. First real competitive race I've done in it, so I have no idea, really what to expect from this car. But we're going to come across the line for our first lap of this qualifying session, and it's a 2:04 flat, about 8/10 off pole. Not really a good lap, to be brutally honest. There was a lot of mistakes in that lap. If I had to guess, I reckon I could be around P4, P5 right now. But in the end, it looks like we're going to finish up P8. So looks like we're going to score a top 10 start on our debut for Subaru. So that's something. I'm not too sure how this thing is going to perform as a race car. As I said, I'm the only Subaru driver in these top split races, or at least in this one. Be interesting to see what the Group 3 run at Brazil throws up. I think that's in 3-4 days time, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we'll worry about that as it comes around. But yeah, I think that's it, to be brutally honest. So starting P8, definitely feel like I could move up a couple of positions. But here we go, our debut race for Subaru. Let's go and show them what we're made of. So here we are, ready to roll for our very first race for Subaru. Not gonna lie, I had no idea what to expect when this race started. I didn't know if I'd be able to stick with the guys in front of me, if I'd just fall straight through to the back of the pack. I really had no idea, but anyway, 3, 2, 1, away we go. Bit of a kerfuffle already there. I don't know whether you'd call that a double upshift or not, but we ended up basically going from first to third. Not really what we needed to be doing, but anyway, we haven't lost any positions. We're still P8, so that's something. But anyway, so far so good through the first couple of corners. Still got Cody in the lead for Mercedes. I almost sound surprised when I say that, but it really shouldn't be. But anyway, who we got? VLX GTR, then you got Emily Jones, you got Cy Bishop up there. I think you got Adam Wilk in a Ford Mustang up there, if I'm not mistaken. A couple of familiar names from the World Tour events, and just motorsport in general that I have seen and heard of, so no strangers to some of these guys. But anyway, here we go on lap 4. We're getting really close to Cy Bishop. Are we going to try and look for a move? No, he's a little bit later on the brakes, but he's gone a little bit deep, and GTR has gone even deeper than the pair of us. Very wide, almost 3 wide now. Someone's got to yield here. GTR slots in behind us. Flash of the lights there. I'm not too sure what that was for. I'm presuming that that was for Cy Bishop because he never made any contact with us. But man, as you can see, that could have gone very. That could have ended very badly, shall we say? But anyway, up to P7 now as we get the slipstream, kind of trying to push Cy Bishop along a little bit. I didn't want to fight, but as you can see, here comes GTR, so GTR not wanting to wait around, gets back up here inside in the hairpin. You know, fair call, fair move, as now it actually looks like he's got a run on Cy Bishop. So Nissan versus Toyota through here, and Cy gives him all the room in the world. Nice respect between the pair of them, and it looks like Cy Bishop is down to P7. You can make that P8 now as we get the move done on the Toyota driver. We failed to do it about half a lap ago, but we've done it a little bit later on. So up to P7 now. As you can see, the front runners are just starting to eke away a little bit. Now, at this point, I actually feel like if I was in that battle pack with Emily, Adam, and Lionface, I actually felt like I could probably run with those guys. But because the Subaru just doesn't have any straight line speed, it's a bit like the Toyota really, when you think about it. We just can't do anything, especially when we're here fighting an Nissan GTR, because it's not good in the corners, but it is just ridiculous for the amount of straight line speed that thing has. And even if we pass it, it's just able to blow right back by us. So yeah, we're really not in the best spot right now. Again, this really does stem from just a poor qualifying performance. Like, you hear so many people bang on about why qualifying is so important in these races, and to me this is just proof, because I feel like I have the pace to run and maybe fight for a top 5, but because we're stuck behind a car that's basically quicker in all the right areas, we just can't do anything. So yeah, this is really getting annoying, not gonna lie, because I feel like I'm so much quicker. Well, maybe not like so much quicker, but I feel like I'm faster than GTR. But we just can't do anything because we just haven't got the horsepower. And even if we're actually able to dive him, say, at the hairpin there, he'd only out-drag us again on the exit. So, yeah, this is really... we're in an awkward spot right now. But as you can see, we're right under the rear wing of the Nissan. I think we can actually try and go for a move. Yes, we are up the inside. I thought he was going to try for an over and under there, so I stopped the car on the apex. Didn't want to let him back through. And as you can see, finally, we've gotten up to P6. But now this is where things get a little bit awkward, because now I don't have a tow. So I'm a sitting duck to GTR behind, who has the slipstream off me. And those three in front, they've got slipstream off each other. Not to mention, they've got a fair bit of horsepower under the bonnet. That's something that this car doesn't have a lot of. And as you can see, cutting on to, I'll just call it the back straight for the sake of the argument again. But looking at that, the GTR doesn't actually have a lot more straight line speed over the Subi. It was really just in the slipstream. But anyway, he gets back up the P6, back down the P7 for us. And man, I'd be lying if I said this wasn't just seesawing between us. But on to the end of lap 7 now. Excuse me, a bit wide in the final corner. And that's going to allow an Aston Martin to potentially get a run on us. Down into turn 1. Wheelie try and send it up the inside. We brake really late and we're just able to hang on to our position at the moment. But yeah, this is like what I was saying. I think we're a lot quicker in certain parts of the racetrack. But then when it comes to the straights, the GTR, probably the Aston Martin as well, has just got so much more straight line speed over us, and it's just able to drive away from us, like make us look second rate, honestly. But anyway, coming on a few moments later now, as we're getting ready to come down into a hairpin, the Aston has got a great run on us just with the straight line speed that thing has. So up the inside it goes. It kind of balks us in the middle of the corner there, as it had to make sure it didn't run into the back of GTR. And now that has allowed the Renault to get a good run on us. At this point I was actually pretty PO'd, as yeah, I felt like I'd really screwed my race over, to be honest. But anyway, got to try and keep the Renault behind. Definitely looks a bit quicker than us as he tries to send up the inside in that right-hander. I will admit, I did squeeze in quite a bit there, probably a lot more than I ought to have. As I said, I was getting a bit ticked off at that point, and yeah, I didn't really, well, I don't want to say I didn't see him there, because I did, but yeah, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm just digging myself a hole here. I just need to shut up. But anyway, there goes Dan through in the Lamborghini up to P8, so he gets the move done. Nice move from the Lambo. Renault looks for a move, but there's no gap there. Flash of the lights there from the Renault driver. I'm not too sure why he was doing that, as it's not like he was ever alongside there to begin with. But anyway, this is all getting just a little bit messy now. Side Bishop just back there as well behind the Renault, so we've got to watch out for him. But anyway, on to the final lap now, as the Renault is very close behind us as he sends it up the inside in the right-hander. What a move! I did not see that coming. He's completely caught us off guard. And well, that's demoted us to P10. What a send! He just come from, he didn't even come from that far back, to be honest, but he's just sent that upper inside. So now we're down to P10, and our debut for Subaru really isn't going that well at the moment. But we're in the slipstream of the Renault Megane. We're going to try and get back down the inside in the hairpin here, trying to see if I can grab a cheeky toe off a couple of those guys just ahead of us. But down into the hairpin, up the inside, you can see the Renault braked early there to get the switch back on us, and indeed he has. I think he's actually got the inside line here, so we're going to have to leave him room as we do still side by side. Side Bishop right there in the background. As you can see, we're going to sweep to the inside to defend this at the last minute. I think we actually got a little hit there. I will admit I probably did brake a bit early than I normally would. But anyway, here we go down to the final corner. Can we hang on to P9? The Renault is all over us. She's still got the Toyota back there as well, as the Renault sends it up here inside in the final corner. Runs into us a little bit there, forces us off, and Sai's going to get past us as well. And it's going to be P11 for our debut. Oh boy. That's really not great, but yeah. Anyway, like I said, I apologise to the Renault Megane driver. A little bit of my defensive driving there, I think it was lap 7 or lap 8, was very ordinary, so I apologise to him for that. But all in all, at least we finished our first race, so we just got to build on this momentum. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for plenty more. And yeah, that's it from me today, so I hope everybody is well. Remember, stay safe. And yeah, that's it from me, so until the next one, I'll see you all later. Have a good one.